Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining us this evening, which is on Monday, the 8th of September, 2025. So it's Frequency Soul Collective Monday evening training, and I'm Bronwyn Furner. And this evening, I'll be speaking to the AO scanner and discovering our emotional body and using numerology. So using numerology chips that I can share with you, and how I've made some really amazing discoveries in how that's been highlighted within the scanner for myself and even for my family, etc. So I'm going to jump in and share the screen with you. So for anybody that joins in later, thank you also for joining. So if I can share the screen. See my behind the scenes on my beautiful presentation there on Canva. So again, welcome everybody. And this is the training for Monday night, AO scan and numerology, and how your numbers show up in the scanner. The first thing that we are going to tick off this evening is some training and events that's coming up for the month of September. Excuse me while I help admit people as they come on. Hi, Sammy. So we've just got a beautiful lineup of training for the month of September. You'll see next week, experience a live AO scan role play demo with the wonderful Amanda Addy and Paige Haynes. And on the 22nd of September, AO scan and chiropractic with Paige and Dr. Nick. And a day of discovery recap with Rebecca McQuilty and Emma. So that's going to be amazing as well, because they're all going over to Utah for day of discovery next week. Well, on the weekend, and we get to share all the amazing highlights, and there's always an incredible new releases or new exciting additions to the AO scanner and wonderful stories to hear. So certainly very excited to learn all about that. So I've got the little slides here just for further information with regards to the ones that I just mentioned. So the live AO scan role play, step inside a real scan, watch the live role replay. It's going to be fantastic. So Paige and Amanda have been working with the AO scan since it came to Australia pretty much, and 20, 30 years experience working as kinesiologists, and whether it's naturopaths or in the health industry. So as practitioners sharing how they work with that. So that is one not to miss. And of course with Dr. Nick and the AO scan and the chiropractic. So that is going to be an amazing one to watch as well, to gain those insights in how to work with the AO scanner within a practice, but how it supports balance on an energetic and frequency level. The day of discovery recap, look at those. Look at us, there's a few of us in there. It's in the group that's here already tonight. And Captain O'Captain, Lauren Swenson there. So yeah, there'll be one short to catch. So this evening, we are talking about the AO scan and numerology. So using AO scan technology with alternative healing modalities. I myself work with the numbers of the Diamond Light Healing System, and over the years, I've studied many numerology practices as a hobby. So whether it's a gematria or the more traditional systems and in feng shui. So numbers have always fascinated me, as has energy. So I'm going to share some insights I've seen working with the AO scanner and my knowledge with numerology, with our mental body, our emotional body, and the soul, our spiritual journey here. And tonight will just be more of the foundations and level one, but the insights, and you two will be able to look at the reports and the scanners for yourself, relationships or clients, a little further insights into your own birth date and how these are showing up in your scanner. All right, so while I was working on this this week, made me really tap into again like how incredible the SolX AO scanner is. And just recapping, I thought I'd go through like the features that we have, of course, and how amazing is it we have access to this technology that like, for example, the AO inner voice scan, which is all about what we're talking about this evening, and balancing the emotional body. And just that really simple 10-second voice recording and all the information it provides to us on our emotions that may be overactive or underactive and how these affect our physical. And the vital scan, of course, and the body system is another one that I was referring to today to provide information to highlight with regards to our emotional body and how it's affected by energy, and it's all energies in motion. And of course, the comprehensive scan and the Cepheid scan and all the incredible access points we have in there with regards to the custom playlist, the Cepheid AO Tune, multicast homeopathics, and so much more. Just broadcasting or imprinting the frequencies into any item, but how these items relate to emotions. And the Mind Sync as an affirmation tool, which is really key to rewiring and changing, because we sitting in there speaking the affirmations and with full intent and speaking the words that we mean it, and listening to those words with the headphones on, playing back to us using this incredible technology and the changes that has. It's quite profound. The more and more we do it, the more the experiences we have with that change. So I don't know if everyone else is experiencing that with the AM Mind Sync, but it's definitely a must have to create change. As with anything, any training with the AO scan, just a quick disclaimer to say it's not a medical device. It's used to diagnose, treat, or cure any disease and is solely for educational purposes. All right. Now I'm going to try and make my little screen over here on the right that you can't see smaller, but it's bothering me. There we go. How's everybody going out there? Good, because I can't actually see you. So if so I've got this screen up here. Everything is energy. Now the purpose of this is just talking through the steps, and we'll get to the numerology. Everything is energy, and I feel I'm in a good spot with everybody that's here this evening. We all are in that place where we work with energy and we acknowledge how our emotions affect the physical. Every cell and organ in the body has their own distinctive vibrational frequency. And when these frequencies are disrupted, whether by injury, diet, stress, or emotion, it results in a disruption that is often so profound, we carry the scars for life. When not addressed, this can bring about fatigue, depression, illness, disease, and even death. So over the past 20 years, these vibrational frequencies have been isolated, identified, and catalogued. So again, your thoughts start an emotion, and an emotion creates a reaction. And this becomes energy in motion. And as we know, the energy in our body is constantly rising and falling, not just around us, it's all around, everywhere, not just within us. So understanding where the thought came from in the first place can turn a negative pattern, an energetic cycle, into a constructive and powerful pattern, and lead you to success and emotional freedom. So this is where your feelings and thoughts are powerful. So having that understanding of the impact, energy that's stagnant or a negative thought, that impact it can have in the physical body or in our energies can have, is very, very powerful. So if you energize negative thoughts, then that is what you'll see in your life. I saw something recently. It was a video of some legend in physics sharing that an incident happened like for maybe 17 seconds when you think about a negative incident that may have happened. And for every 17 seconds you stay in that vibration, the more you're going to attract it. So you might have had a bad experience, and then you talk about that bad experience to someone else, and then it continues. And you might then go to a shopping center and find yourself in an aisle and get very, very frustrated because the checkout dude's he's a learner and he's just taking forever. But what's happened is that you've spent so much time in that vibration of that lower vibration, that negativity, then you become a magnet to that vibration in your field. So this is where if you invest in positive thoughts, then that is exactly what you'll see. So one reminder is you can't think yourself into a happier place and way of life. Now, this is a quote here from Jennifer Starlight of the Numerology healing system. Challenges are very healthy and necessary for us to grow in confidence and consciousness, and without them, life would be very boring and unproductive. Challenges reveal our resistances and consequent struggles to change and transform. The emotional body must firstly be brought back into alignment and balance before any mental beliefs can be permanently cleared or a true individual soul connection can be achieved. And I hope that makes sense to everybody because everything is energy. So discovering your personal emotional pattern can give you the full loving attention. Ask your soul to bring you the understanding you require to transform the pattern. We're going to be talking about the emotions as patterns this evening as well. So instead of judging negative thoughts and corresponding emotional reactions, we can respond to them with love, compassion, and then energy such as panic and anxiety can be actually transformed into inspiration and excitement for yourself. So what do your numbers reveal about you, your relationships, and your clients? How to use the AO scan technology and see the patterns and programs linked to your date of birth. So again, the Diamond Light Healing Numerology System is channeled by Jennifer Starlight. She's the founder and channel of the evolutionary Diamond Light Healing Numerology System, which was received in 2003 from the Ancient Collective Consciousness, the union of love and light. So a few people here have heard of Jennifer Starlight. I've been working with her system for quite a number of years. The spiritual brethren continue to share breakthrough material with Jennifer for the healing and advancement for humanity. So what's that in reference to as well is the numerology system I'm referring to at this level tonight is just level 1. It's a foundation, but it's the most important level is understanding our mental, emotional, and soul numbers, I guess, and the energy, the magnetic energetic patterns that are there. And tonight we're just focusing on the emotional though, because the numerology program itself is like at least 4 hours to learn it. So we're just going to be tapping into the edges. So the sacred equation for the Diamond Light numbers, knowing yourself is the beginning of all wisdom. Like, what a great quote. The numbers system is a very small part of a healing system. And the book, it was, I've just said 2003, but they're 2002. The book is this one here. Oh, I'll show you later because obviously I'm not on camera. And the equation's proven beneficial and accurate to assist people in deeper understanding of their own unique gifts and mental and emotional challenges. And it's a cosmic calculation for knowledge, inner healing, and the path of self-love through understanding, acknowledgement, and acceptance of self. So the sacred equation is found within your birth date, which I've already mentioned that. And the numerical value of the month you were born represents your emotional energy, as seen as the most important to work on first. So the number is specifically a specific magnetic pattern of the emotions and that they have come to experience and includes the challenges and gifts and accepting and feeling the healing power of the emotions. So how we work that out is very, very, very simple. So focusing on the month that you were born. So if you're born on the 12th or the 11th or 10th, you just bring it down to a single number. And if there is a 0 that follows the equation, it means that it is amplified in its energy. Your soul's really come through to experience that. So for example, for a date of birth of the 27th of the 8th, 1971, the mental number would just come down to the 9, the 2 plus 7. The emotional is already an 8, and the soul, we don't count the century, okay? It's just the 2 numbers on the end, so the 7 and 1 is an 8. So it's a 9 mental, 8 emotional, and an 8 soul number in the sacred equation in this case.
5, 8.
Oh, who's that?
2.
If you can just mute if you haven't already muted, please, as well. I can hear somebody has a 5 out there and another 8. So the magic of magnetics. This system is based on the Kabbalistic tree of life as well. So further more detailed teachings of the numbers, we talk into the planetary connections and the consciousness of the planets as well, and the different areas in the body that resonates with, which I love with the AO tuner. Like, so I I like to play with all the spaces in the Cephi section of the AO scanner because it's all there. It's very exciting once you really get to dive into it and explore how our emotions affect the physical. And it's all in one little wonderful app that we have access to. So insights into emotional challenges and gifts are all in plain sight on the AO scan reports. I've actually just jumped on and taken some snips today of the scanner reports just to ask you, have you really paid attention to what we have access to? Because I know myself, I'll go, oh yeah, there's the chakras that were out of balance and here's the ones that are in balance, and I'll zip on through to the reports and more detailed information. But when we have a look closer, so the 27th of the 871, I'm being the guinea pig, that's my date of birth. So you can see here, I haven't gone through what that means just yet, but it shows that the crown chakra was out of balance 1, 3, and then still the root's very quite low. But what I really wanted to show you here is looking deeper at the information that's just there on that chakra. So they're already giving us information that you can already see about an individual just on that image as well. So the crown chakra, it says at the top here, has the Vedic tradition, the name and the image, but talks about the cosmic energy as the gift and blocked by attachment and silence. Okay, so then it goes into the third eye, and shows you where the chakra is, the area is, the color, predominantly commonly known traditionally. So with the crown chakra, it's the violet, and the third eye, it'll be the royal blue. So it has like intuition as the gift and blocked by illusion in this area here. And the throat, the gift of truth. So blocked by lies, heart, again, the chakra, the gift of love, blocked by grief. And the solar plexus, you can see here, and the gift of willpower, blocked by shame. And the sacral chakra, the gift of pleasure, blocked by guilt, and the root chakra, the gift of survival. And that's when we're in survival, right? When we've got issues down the root chakra, blocked by fear. So this is also a good area too. If you're working with a client or even yourself, you could be saying that I am truth. I am, your willpower. You can look at your affirmations yourself based on this, but the information's already there in our plain sight in the areas that are out of balance. And seeing that, and it's just another Vedic tradition. I just found some more information where it's showing the themes for each of those chakras. Now on our scanner, it highlights the areas in the physical that when these chakras, which everybody I'm assuming would know that they're wheels of energy. And so the AO scan, of course, focuses on about the 7 main chakras. In the numerology that I use, it focuses on the 10 chakras from the Earth Star up to the solar plexus. And that's a 9, but 10, yeah. So but the 10 becomes 1, which is the Earth Star. And of course, there's thousands of chakras and energy wheels in our body. You can ask any acupuncturist, we have these energy wheels all through our body. But these are the main ones traditionally that we work with. So in our chakra descriptions in our AO scanner, it's a good one to pay attention to the areas in the chakras there that could be a challenge, because it's generally pretty on point, but you see where those blockages are happening. And again, what's in plain sight with regards to the emotions affecting the physical is from our voice recordings in the AO inner voice. And when you press on the little eye, it brings up the legend of the color chart. So you can also have a little bit more information on the colors. It's all available there on the AO scanner. So for me, with my tones that were out, the lowest frequency D and the GAAF, the sharps, and they're all there as well. Hope that's helpful. And the meridians, of course. So in traditional Chinese medicine, energy is believed to flow through specific pathways of the body known as meridians. So for myself, it's highlighting there that I was overactive in my large intestine and pericardium, so to do with my heart and conception value, highlighting those meridians issues there. Again, the emotional links showing up here, for me, the emotional intestine, so fear of loss, self-esteem, guilt, avoiding connections, showed up there for a large intestine meridian. I would look into, and then of course this one here showed up for me today. Seeing life as pressure, fully shielded from your own negative emotions like hurt, regret, jealousy, sexual tension. So that'll make sense when we have an understanding of where those emotions affect the physical, which I'll get into shortly. And again, the conception vessel, which for me makes sense, and I'll explain that why, because it's this area here of the meridian that has showing it was underactive, but it's responded beautifully, being a channel of life force energy that exerts an effect on all of the yin channels based on the traditional Chinese medicine theory. So this is can be expressed as hot flashes, night sweats, sweaty palms, dry mouth, throat, and certain types of anxiety. And then, of course, I jumped into the AO body system today, and I just highlighted the emotional causes that came up for me. Just wanted to highlight, which I'll go into very shortly in a minute about the numerology, looking at all of these emotional causes that could be creating effects in my circulatory, my mitochondria, digestive system, lymphatics, endocrine, muscular, all the areas in our body systems actually are very much reflected in my numbers and my numerology. So, and showing like this, there's a real pattern in there in the emotions that are showing up. Okay, so this is a little bit further information into the Diamond Light numerology. And this is the companion numbers, which is an emotional plus a companion. So if we have a, like I said, your month number from 1 to 9 and 1 to 10, anything with a 0 on the end or the double digit, we come down to a single digit. So a 10 would become a 1 here. I keep using my hands, but I realize I won't be on the recording. So from 10 to 1. And then we have what we call as companion numbers. So once you discover your emotional number, which will be 1 to 9, and its placement within your physical body. So the 1 being Earth Star, 2 being the base chakra, 3 the sacral chakra, 4 solar plexus, 5 the heart chakra, 6 the throat, 7 third eye, 8 the crown, 9 further above. So the crown's above the head, 9 is further above soul star, and 10 the universal chakras. Then the companion numbers will always add up to the master number of 11. So there's always a buddy number. So for 8 for myself with the month of August, my buddy number is a number 3. And I've put that down here as well. So August 8 is an emotional number with the companion of 3. And this is where we experience our everyday emotions, and its companion number is where we store longer standing emotional issues and is a higher aspect of my emotional number. So if I'm not experiencing the standard physical impacts that we might experience in an 8 emotion, like in that crown area, which looking at the scanner talks about the crown energy and areas we could suspect to have issues, then it's going to most likely present in the 3 in my companion. So this is something you could find very interesting on your own scanner reports, is looking into that in your emotional number for your month in the chakra and seeing if those areas are a highlight for you, because that is something your soul's chosen to experience. And this is foundation. This is just the beginning. So once we get to that level of transforming these energies, that just becomes more of a flow. We don't keep getting the stagnant energy in those blocks. I mean, they keep popping up, but it's up to us to stay healed and recognize what needs to be cleared. And that's why the AO scanner is a blessing. So Diamond Light 8, I just wanted to highlight what showed up in my reports when I did an easy scan. So you can see it says, this is from the Diamond Light in the darker colors here. The crown chakra, I could experience abundant and generous in, the positivity. Could be things I could likely experience, and could directly affect the pineal gland, my right eye, central nervous system, and migraines. So some of these things did present in my morning scan this morning. I just jumped that on there to highlight that. And the Diamond Light 3, the companion to my 8, being 8 plus 3 is 11. it could be oversensitive, critical, easily rejected. Being a Virgo, I am very oversensitive. I can be quite critical, certainly of myself, and and also with the threes, our gift to transform these challenges is to be creative, is to do the things that we lose ourselves in, more of that, and so the things of the plus on here, the positives, emotions of the quite likely negative to be experienced, and how we transform those challenges. Also with the number 8 and 3, whatever we have connected to the number 3 is also generally, like, imagine like an infinity symbol connected to the number 2 chakra, which is the base around the hips. So this I just showed as well is an area for me that definitely shows up in my scans and in my life experience, whether it's been pelvic floor issues after my 3rd son, and it definitely shows up here in these areas, and in the 9 in the soul star. So these are my reports from this morning, and I could just see in the digestive, inflammation with the brain, endocrine, hormones, immune system, and definitely liver and gallbladder. It does reflect for me. These are always my priority areas in my health, and these are reflected in the scanner. And it just blows my mind that I see this not just in myself, but like in other people, particularly my grandson that was born, and his numbers were relating to the mind, the 3rd eye, and to his solar plexus, being the 4 and 7 that add up to 11. And he had born with some kidney issues, and also everything was in the high numbers around the 7, where he just responded beautifully to the scanner. So as you can see, these are some of the things, again, the same image before, that my emotional possible causes of things in my body. And there's just a lot of similarities in there. We've got the colors to refer to, which is great, but a lot of the emotions are to do with the lower areas of survival for me in my base and my sacral chakras, as well as up here in the mind. So, and worry and overthinking or fear, etc. So it's incredible how these can be reflected. Again, the sacred equation, this is the Diamond Light Numerology Heal and Evolve, with regards to it being in your sacred equation, being in your numbers of your date of birth. Jennifer Starlight speaks to, in Diamond Light Numerology, that emotions are not the energy, they are angelic messengers. So the emotions are messages from your body, showing where you have disconnected from your true feeling, heart, and soul self. As long as you think they are the enemy, well, they are in control. You need to turn around and see them as messengers. The emotional body must be relatively clear before one can truly connect to the powerful, intuitive feelings of the soul. Right, so this is, again, referring to myself, and the 8 and 3. So the Crown Centre, gift of integration, challenge with inadequacy. This is how it is explained very, very briefly in the foundation level in the Diamond Light Numerology. So it is a sacred gateway for the spiritual integration of the higher self, transforming the energetic pattern of inadequacy within the human self. Inadequacy can present as a need for perfectionism, being a workaholic, and self-condemnation, creating intense emotional experiences in this lifetime. So the crown chakra, which is above the head, okay, just sits above the crown of the head, can inspire jobs or activities in business, teaching, acting, higher learning, philosophy, psychology. Can be very fixed or flowing in ideas and decisions. So the connection to the creativity of the Diamond Light of 3, this is that companion I was talking about, in the sacral chakra. And I've already gone through the positive and negatives there and the areas it could affect. So if that sounds familiar to you, I've just explained my reports in the AI scanner and how it's been reflected in here. For me, it blows my mind. I hope I've been able to explain that properly. The Diamond Light of 3, just highlighted some more of the emotional body there, because that is the companion to the 8, and this is all about the emotions. And this is very well reflected within the scanner when we look at the, which I think I've got some more files there as well, with regards to how it's showing in the scanner. The emotions, it's all there. So even in the scanner, it talks about the sacral being the gateway. It's really for creativity and transforms any energetic patterns of abandonment of the inner child. So the gift is what transforms the challenge, and the challenge really is your super gift. It's just when we let go of the judgment of it and learn to understand and acknowledge, to accept. So it's where we hold the power of our innocence and ache for true intimacy and creativity with ourselves and others, and can inspire jobs and activities in several areas of counselling, arts, crafts, dancing, and children. So I wonder if we have so many threes out there as well. And the emotions are transformed and the soul is activated with creative pursuits. So vice versa. So if your birthday month is in March, well, then you would also be looking at eights, looking at the crown in your AO scanner. So for example, again, the diamond light numbers 4 and 3 showed up for me in solar plexus and the sacral chakras in the body system scan as well. So the emotional causes and the physical. So we can see there in the body system that it shows us the area of the body that this affects us and the possible emotional causes, again with urinary, and definitely for me with that bladder area and issues I've had that I was susceptible at the time when I was carrying my children. So you can see here where it affects the physical and the possible emotions. And again, the endocrine, which is, oh, spelling error, sorry about that. That messed with my Virgo. And again, there comes that self-critical showing. But you can see there where it affects it. But I can look at the emotional causes here, see where it could be causing my physical, and of course the areas that we can look at that can assist with that. So the AO scanner really does dive deep into the areas where that it can affect our physical. So I do want to ask if there are any questions. So I'm going to jump off here so we can see each other, and I can ask you what months your emotions are and answer any questions. And this is a little something of mine that I'm doing a diamond light course shortly. So this is the sort of stuff that we do with our diamond lights. I'm going to stop sharing. Just here we go. Hello, everybody. You can unmute if you like, and I hope that all made sense. So I feel like I was whizzing through, and makes complete sense to me. But please have some questions. Share with me your month number if you like.
Is it just month or date of birth, like as in date and then month?
Well, normally to do the full system, it would be your full date of birth. This evening, I thought we'd just focus on the emotions, which is the month.
The month. Oh, well, mine's 05.
So you're May, so 5. So then you would look at the 5 and then 6 as well, whatever comes up to the 11. Do we have anyone else that's a 5 or 6 that's on tonight? Raise your hand.
I'm a 6.
Okay.
Judith.
Is that Judith? Hi, Judith. Yeah, awesome. Hi. Okay. So the 5 is the heart, so the heart chakra, and the 6 is the throat. So the 5 with the heart chakra is definitely, it's inseparable, okay? And of course the throat is a bridge to the mind and heart as well. But I've got my little chart. So the 5, of course, being the heart, is the sacred gateway for spiritual freedom, transforming the energetic pattern of betrayal of the heart. And betrayal is a lack of love and honor towards the self, and it's a center for original grief where all our emotional patterns are birthed from. The heart is a bridge to all dimensions and where we feel divine love within us and can inspire jobs or activities in community work, schooling, charities, spiritual pursuits, and can swing from giving their all to completely nothing. Does that resonate?
Mm.
Emotions are transformed and soul is activated with trusting of feelings and communion with source energy and connection to the surrender in the diamond light of 6, which is your throat.
Mm.
So it has multifaceted talents that are utilised in a loving way in service to the collective community.
Yeah.
So you might experience extremes, trust issues and needs for constant confirmation.
Yeah.
And physically can affect the heart, the immune system, lungs and breast.
Yep.
Yeah, so when we have those emotional blocks, so that's where I was speaking to earlier, it's imperative to pay attention to the messages from the body as angelic messages to transform those. And it just begins sometimes with an understanding of what the message is.
Yeah.
And the acknowledging and accepting.
Yeah, thank you.
So actually, I've mostly just read out the 5, to be honest. So the 6 being the spiritual surrender, transforming the energetic pattern of human control. Sorry, that was 5, your heart. So for the throat. Do we have many people here? No, because everyone's 5, no 6s. Okay, so understanding the 5 and 6 together.
I'm a 6.
You're the 6, yeah. So the 5 and 6 definitely. So like Teresa, with regards to the emotions with the 5 and your heart, you would probably resonate with the 6 as well. Okay, so when we just look at both, like I said, most of my physical I experience in the lower chakras. So in the throat chakra, here the human will of the mind can resist the divine will of the heart, creating unnecessary obstacles to the right path with control of or resistance to the emotions, a lack of communication of the true feelings. So the throat is a voice box for the heart through sound and speech, and can inspire jobs or activities in caregiving, nursing, speaking, can overcommit to others and resist your own needs, can be experienced. See a bit of head nodding there, Teresa. So emotions are transformed and the soul is activated with speaking the truth, clear communication, sacred sound, and connection to the freedom of the diamond light of 5, which is your heart. You may experience those with the 6th throat chakra being hypercritical of yourself or others, and follows others' desires or tries to control others through silence. So it's really the polarity of the pros and cons of the throat and the voice. And sometimes we might be a bit sharp with our words, or unkind, and sometimes really kind, but just, or that silent treatment. But really it's just harming ourselves more than anything. The physical aspects can directly affect the throat and thyroid, upper respiratory, neck, shoulders, arms, hands, and mouth. Could be experienced if there's energy blocks there. And that's just the foundation level. Yeah.
Okay. So what about October the 10th then? You know, it's the 10th month. So does that go to 1 then?
Yes. Yes. Yeah. Do we have anyone else with the 10? No. So the 10 is basically just think electricity. Okay. So like a pure conduit. So the 10 and being, so it's a universal chakra. So anything with the 0 has come, it's like amplified. So 10 is the pure spirit gift of divine and the challenge with unification. So 10 diamond light is the sacred gateway through the divine current known as life force energy, and it enters the magnetic template of the human body, and it's force field for the expansion of consciousness to transform the energetic pattern of human separation from spirit. So basically you've got the crown chakra, but all the way down to the earth star, which is the 1, which is so far, under your feet and deep connecting to the earth and the crystalline energies of the earth. So the 0 after any diamond light number, which harnesses the energy of the divine feminine, will affect those born in 2000, for example, as they'll be highly sensitive and intuitive and usually misunderstood with any patriarchal society. With the 10s, right? You're nodding. Yeah. So our experience of separation from creation has caused an epidemic of what Jennifer Starlight terms spiritual homesickness within humanity, leading to diseases and dysfunctions within all aspects of ourselves. Bringing your focus to the elevated diamond point creates a bridge to the pure healing energy and intelligence of the divine, allowing unifications on all levels of our being. So emotions are transformed and soul is activated with feelings of right intention, allowing the electric conductivity of divine current to connect into the body and diamond light of 1, which is the earth star. And it can just be with, you've just come back from Bali, land of the gods, and when you were there with beautiful Nancy with her breath work and probably somatic. So just that practice of that breath, right, coming through and just taking the pause to be still, to breathe all the way down Earth Star and up, and just witnessing the, you know, your body as you're breathing, and just that
Yes.
connection, right, to the, probably to central sun or to source, and all the way down is a really, really good way to clear any of those blocks, right, and to ground and center your energies.
Yep.
So you may experience delusions of grandeur, despair, and messenger of misinformation. And the positives being a balanced and humble conduit of cosmic intelligence and life energy, while also being firmly anchored on Earth. That
I've
sounds
been
like
feeling
you.
I've needed to be grounded lately.
Yes. Oh, that's one of the key things too. You do need to be grounded. So whether it's being near water, barefoot on the earth, getting back and recalibrating in nature. I mean, we all need that, but most definitely when you've got the 10 numbers, you need to be anchoring that energy.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Okay,
pardon? And that resonates for you, Karen?
yeah, thank you. Yeah, no, that's great. Appreciate that.
You're very welcome. How about anyone else? What other numbers we got? We can put it in chats, or you could unmute and let me know. Oh, 3 for March. Was Sammy your March?
Yep, I'm March.
Did that resonate when I was speaking to the numbers for you? With
It
the 8 and 3?
Yeah, absolutely did. Definitely.
So with the 3 and 8 as well, just like I was saying to Karen, you can breathe down. So you could focus on the when you're doing the cycle of breath, coming through down the spine and coming back up, but up the front of the sac, you know, coming down in front of the sacral up to the solar plexus, that breath, and just breathing in and out of those areas, that cycle, as well, to help shift if we have any emotional experience, or they're experiencing any pains or anything in those areas. Yeah, just gentle breathing in the nose and out the mouth as well is a really good technique to shift those, and just focusing on the breath and being aware, like bringing light to whatever it is, just your awareness.
Okay.
And, yeah, can help shift that.
Excellent. Excellent.
Bronwyn, would you be able
Yes.
to explain just like you did for the others for me, not out of the book?
For the
like,
heart?
Yeah, the heart and the throat. So it was number 5 and number 6. What I should do, like with breathing, and I think you mentioned sound therapy and stuff like that, which.
Yeah, so using your voice. So I would look at, so with clearing with the heart, definitely the breath work. It's like dropping out of your head into your heart, bringing your awareness to your heart space, and using your voice. So that could be the key, using your harmonics. So it could be using the AO Mind Sync, right, as well, using your voice. Like when I use the AO Mind Sync, the affirmations there that are related to the heart and throat, and all the emotions are in your scanner too, or you could, you know, to write affirmations there. But it's about using your voice. If you've ever felt you've been restricted, not being able to speak your truth, or even hear the truth, you know, sometimes we don't like what we're hearing. It goes both ways. So the humming, you know, and just think of an infinity. So it's like an infinity. The throat is like the bridge between the mind and the heart. So it's just whether it's this way or, you know, this way, but just that flow and allowing that to flow. You could even use your fingers like an infinity to move the energy in your aura, if you like.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
I often use an infinity if I have an energy shift on a client or myself, and I'll just do it in the aura and I'll shift it. Might not fix it, but it'll help it move. So you could be breathing in the nose, right, and just and then into the heart, that expansion, whether it's a flower or something, if you like, and that expanding. But I would just be breathing more light in. I like to go full cycle when I do breath. So you could come up and then just bring your awareness to your heart, but just really paying attention to the breath coming through, and sounding out mantras, or even humming. Just that. Do you like to sing?
I do. I'm getting better at singing. My dad was a very good singer. He was actually a tenor, but I think there's been a bit of blockage there, and not being able to speak my truth. and I am also deaf, and it's a nerve deafness. It was when I was a teenager. I seemed to go deaf all of a sudden, and it doesn't always show up on my scans. So
No. So
to me, it's energetic.
well, the word ear is in the word heart.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's definitely a connection, right? Heart and ear.
Yeah.
Heart, earth, ear. So it could be feeling into that.
Yeah.
And there is more. It could also be relative to the day you're born and the year as well. You know, it is all connected. This is just one aspect. We all have an aspect of every single one of the emotions, but our soul has mostly come to experience in that foundation level the days we were born on those numbers.
Yeah.
As well. So with the hearing, it could be no, it is definitely related, like the ear and the heart. Like I love the linguistics of things. So breath, I would be focusing on the breath and the sound. And I'm happy to look into it further with you if you like at another time.
Yeah. But it's not just me though. My mum and also my younger sister have it. So it's ancestral.
Yeah. And you don't have to carry that. So sometimes, you don't have to carry that in this lifetime. That's the thing. Like this is a beautiful thing I love about the scanner too. It helps to clear the things in our fields and it's bringing stuff to our attention. So all right. Yeah, I'm happy to chat further with you about that too, Teresa.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah. Okay. And is there anyone else, Nancy? Or Judith? No, you've shared Judith.
I wanted to just say about what I learned about 10 years ago about the heart-voice connection. And I'd been someone who was very shy, serious child, and following a domestic violence situation, lost my voice completely. I don't mean physical voice, but the ability to speak up. And I did this course about 10 years ago when I got a new drum, a shamanic drum made for me. And this workshop I did that weekend, in fact, it's nearly 10 years ago exactly, was about the heart-voice connection and was just allowing the sound to come out without judgment, and it didn't have to make any sense. So when I'm leading my drumming circles now, people are telling me they just love the sound of whatever it is I'm singing or saying or whatever that goes along with the drumming as well. And I just trust that it doesn't have to be musical. It's not singing. It's just allowing the heart and the voice to be connected. And somehow or other that seems to resonate and bring its own healing for people that are in my circle. So
yeah, that makes perfect sense. Yeah. Thank you so much, Judith.
Well, it didn't make sense to me as someone who's done science all my life. Like you need to make sure you're doing the right thing and delivering the right remedy and the right medicine. So apparently that can be the medicine, and I just had to trust myself enough to allow myself to do it.
Yeah. Thank you so much. I mean, the tongue is connected to the heart too, like and our words of anger and relevant to, and the heart is a masculine energy with the Mars energy and the planetary. It is so many deeper levels, but I love that, like with the using your voice, doesn't matter in what way, and the sounds that come out. It's so important. It is about our harmonics, and I truly believe source, like our divine connection to source, responds to our harmonics more than the mind energy. So
I also do acupuncture and Chinese medicine for animals, and I guess when I also look at where are you feeling certain things, I just talk to people when I see their animals, and they say, what are you going to do? And I say, I don't know, I'll see when I get there. And I'm often saying, like, just make it up as I go along. So that's such an unprofessional, non-veterinary way of saying something, but it's allowing me to just say, this is how I work. Maybe no other vet in Australia works this way, but just allow and trust this is how you're working, and it brings the outcome that it does. Whether it's for the people or the animals that I'm working with, it doesn't really matter. It shifts something and the symptoms seem to ease. So that's good.
Yeah, it is. Yes, it is. Thank you. All right. So I'm not sure if anyone else wanted to share their months or want any more insights. So if it's covered, they are, but I will. And thank you, Teresa, for sharing that with us as well. And I'll chat with you and go deeper into your numbers if you like, or
Yeah.
anyone if you want further information.